We are back on the back nine of round one here at the Hall of Fame Classic at the Jackson course at the PDGA Center in Appling, Georgia. If you guys tuned into the front nine, you know that the scores are pretty tight here on this card. If not, I advise you to do so real quick.
It's a great video.
Absolutely. There's Haley and I right now. This is Paige Pierce.
And Haley Childs.
And we want to thank Dynamic Discs and the PDGA collectively for this coverage, as well as Smashbox and Terry Miller. We are coming on to hole 10 here. This is not a new hole, but it is new for hole 10.
Yeah, it hasn't always been hole 10, and it's definitely a challenging hole. Just like the rest of the course, it's one of those that you want to get in a good position on your first shot so that you can, make your decision if you want to be aggressive and go for the basket, or if you just want to lay somewhere up in this little landing zone right here and then go for it.
There's not necessarily two gaps, but there's some trees that are kind of like a barrier where your drive wants to land. So you choose those three trees right there. You choose if you want to be deep side of them or short side of them.
I'm almost aiming to turn right in front of them.
Okay. I'm aiming to be short of them, but it skidded a little far and I'm right in the middle.
Yeah, you got a little shuffle forward towards them. And Elaine's in a really good spot right there. She's on the left side of the trees, so she'll have a gap.
And she jokes about throwing it barely farther than my putter. Haley, nice Anheuser through that early gap.
Oh, I didn't know that it hit that stuff. Seeing it from this perspective. That was probably a good thing.
Nice catch cam. That's a great addition by Terry and Smashbox. Huge shout out there.
And I think Kat turns hers over a little bit. That's a good spot to be in. She'll have a pretty big opening to approach the basket.
Like I said, I have those trees right in my way, so I have to throw a step out. This is my Peter McBride EMAC Truth. Wanted to turn it a tiny bit more and miss that tree, but it happens.
And Elaine is smoothing one up there.
Absolutely. She's pushing that right side as much as she could, but that line doesn't leave her with a close enough putt.
No. And I'm throwing my Claymore. I was just trying to get anywhere near it, and I thought that it kicked further right than that, so I was pretty happy when I saw it when I got up there.
Catrina trying to make this birdie a possibility, and absolutely she does with that just stalling fade.
Yeah, that was a great shot, and seeing it from our side of things, it was beautiful. Right where she wanted it.
Absolutely. I am snookered on the right side. I'm going to take my 12 or 11 3/4 inches relief behind so that I can open up this gap a little bit. Throwing my deputy.
Yeah, I went over and looked at Paige's line after she threw this, and she went to the right side, of the gap you were intending on hitting. So it was a pretty tight line. Elaine tosses it up there. Sit.
Pretty routine par.
Yep.
Like I said, two good shots, just not quite enough distance. But honestly, par is amazing out here.
It is.
This course, I think the leader at the end of the tournament in FPO will be over par.
Oh, yes. I agree.
Give or take a couple strokes.
It's a tough course.
If you par every hole out here, you're doing good things.
I agree. I'm happy with par on any hole out here.
Catrina with the birdie.
That was a great hole.
Made it look easy.
She did, really.
Absolutely did.
And like I said initially, I thought she turned her tee shot over a little bit, but really she hugged the side of the fairway perfect and got in the perfect position.
She definitely did. Elaine with the tap in, and Haley as well.
And I'm very happy with par here.
We are moving on to hole 11, which is a par 3. It's another one of the new holes here on the course. It's Haley described it to me as open, which it's kind of hard to see that when you're looking at this drone footage flyby, but it really is, honestly.
Compared to the other
It really
holes.
is. Yeah.
It is.
You feel like you have a chance to kind of just let one rip. And,
right.
And you're wanting to hug that left side on an Anheuser angle that just holds that ante the whole way.
And it can hold it, and like I was telling you, if it falls out of it a little bit, you still do have a shot if you've got the distance on it to give it a little bit. But it's a pretty long shot.
It is. Kat's going with her D2 here. She turns it a little more than she wants, I think, but honestly, she's still in the fairway, and she's got a circle 2 putt, so that was anytime you get a chance at birdie,
yeah,
I think it's great.
Agree, definitely. It's a pretty lengthy hole.
Yeah. I'm throwing my Bio Defender here. This is my flippiest one. Been in my bag for a couple years. Got a little bit of hyzer out still, though.
But you're
and
right
I'm
up
also
there.
in circle 2, I would say.
Is this it? This is a new one for Elaine,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what this blue disc is. I will ask her tomorrow and try to let you guys know in some way.
I'm throwing a Culverin. I've only had it for a very short period of time, but I love this disc. And that's all I could have
It's an amazing angle. Like, straight out of your hand, it was a perfect angle. Maybe a tiny bit low, if anything.
Yes, I agree. I would have liked some height on
amazing angle.
This was a great shot. It's kind of hard to tell, but she flossed it through those trees.
Flossy.
She was inches from...
I think Elaine knows what flossy means. Probably not.
Sure she does. Now she does.
Okay, circle 2 attempt. I'm trying to represent for Team Deputy. I was really trying to hit my long putts that day.
That was a good bid.
So actually, you see that pink button on my shirt? That was, Elaine gave me that after my putt on hole 8.
Mm-hmm. She found it on the ground.
Yeah, she gave me a ground score. It's so nice of her.
All of Elaine's sweet gestures.
She's so nice.
Everyone's going to tap in here. Like we were saying, this hole, it's a weird distance for us because we really have to throw a perfect shot to get up there and get the park job. So all of us had a bid.
Yeah. And we will be moving on to hole 12 with not much changing on the scoreboard.
No,
as
not
of right
really.
now.
And this is one of the original holes. It's got to be. I keep saying these are my favorite holes, but I love all the holes
So
out
do
here.
I.
You want to get somewhere near that stump.
That stump is primo.
Yes, there's a right side and there's a left side gap, a turnover or hyzer. I prefer the turnover, but yeah, either way you want to land.
This gap that Terry's going through with the drone actually isn't the gap that you'll see a lot of people taking. It's about half as wide, and it just takes a lot more.
Finesse.
You
have to finesse
absolutely
it through there.
finesse, but also you can't be timid at all on it.
No.
So you're going to see us trying to get to that stump, all of us different ways. Kat's trying to throw that D1 on a flex again. I don't quite understand that play.
Oh, the
as
right
those
side.
trees are right there. So I'm just trying to throw straight, but I turn it a little too much. And
there was a tiny little bit of wind happening.
There was
then.
a tiny bit.
I don't know if that was kind of like coming into play for us in our thought process. Now, Elaine,
she goes right side. I love that play.
Yeah, that's pretty good execution.
She's trying to hyzer around those 3 trees to the stump.
Right, yeah. I did that for a little while, but this is my preferred line with that Explorer, and I just turned this over a little bit, hoping for good things to happen.
So none of us really got to that stump, but we're all in short grass, which we love. But it's kind of automatically going to add a stroke to your score if you don't get to that stump.
Yeah, you need to be by the stump. You really
have
do.
to be.
For either gap, whichever you want to go for. And that just looked like it slipped out of your hand a little early.
It was, a lot of things went wrong there. Yeah. But I would say the most tragic thing was the run up. It was downhill, and I just came down on the shot right into the ground.
And I was just trying to lay up there and poorly executed that. Kat is going for that tight gap, and she is aggressive.
She said that she said that she's played this course like 50 tournament rounds, and she's never gone up the left side. So that was her first
I didn't
time.
Hear her say that. Wow.
Yeah.
She seemed confident.
Absolutely crushed it for her first time.
So now, alternatively, Elaine's going up the right side. It's more open. She can throw a hyzer shot over there.
Mm-hmm.
We are pitching out.
I'm gonna take my medicine.
Pretty much the same lie. We were
we played the whole the same. Yeah,
we're both trying to get to the same spot.
And I laughed at Haley because she had to throw first, and I got to copy her.
I felt good about that, and I just turned it a little. It's weird.
Honestly, the turn wasn't bad. Just if it was a tiny bit later and missed that tree. So I'm going to try to adjust from Haley's line and throw it a little more straight.
What was this? I meant to ask you that.
That's my Classic Blend Marshall.
Okay.
It's just so straight.
It's
literally,
straight,
wherever I release it, it just glides.
It floats down. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And that was a good looking shot. She just nicks that tree, and she's right there though.
And like we said on the whole preview, no one's taken that left side, and 3 of us did.
Right.
And that's just because we were out of position on the tee shot. I promise you won't be seeing that next round or the round after, probably.
I don't do it unless I'm forced to.
Yeah. You got to kind of take what the hole's given you, and this one is, I think, the lone par 5 in the course. Is that correct? Oh, no, hole 18.
Yeah, I was going to say there's hole 18.
So
also.
one of 2 par 5s, and you know, it absolutely deserves to be a par 5. It challenges you all the way up the fairway.
All the way up, and there's a lot of decisions you have to make. That was a good putt.
Thank you.
Down in the ditch a little.
Yeah, I was stoked about that up shot and wanted to save par, so I was really focused on hitting that one.
Everybody's going to tap these in. I think everybody's pretty close to the basket at this point. Did we, I think this is the one where Elaine and I, actually our putt was missed on.
Yeah, so they both hit incredible putts and you know, pretty routine, honestly.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We're now on to hole 13, which used to be hole 9. It plays back towards the center of the Hall of Fame Center. It's a shorter turnover shot.
You really have to throw something that is kind of forward penetrating and then fades at the end.
Yes.
And, you know, it's not so bad if you throw a straight shot if you get far enough down.
Really isn't. Yeah, if you're trying to get through the gap, you're throwing straight. But
and
if you're trying to get to the basket.
A lesson on how this is done. This was
such phenomenal. A good shot.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It doesn't get better than that. That was wonderful.
Pin high, 20 left, looking at a routine birdie. I'm going with my Peter McBride Truth again. I left it a little bit too wide. I was really relying on that flip, but I just didn't give it enough time.
Yeah, and you had it high, too.
Yeah, it was a little high.
Lane's going straight up the gut. I'm throwing that Sane again. That's kind of my go-to for those straight to Anheuser shots, and I just got a hold of it a little. And I'm over there kind of where you're at.
Yeah, we were pretty close to each other. I'm forced to throw a step out turnover with my deputy. I hit a late tree, and it's not looking good for me on this one.
This was one of the more awkward shots I've ever thrown.
Yeah, you were kind of like hugging the tree. There was
and
no
I had
real
to
shot.
Actually, when I was stepping away from my disc, like grab the tree because
Really?
my knee was like not letting me move.
That's awesome.
Elaine
a rare
with the
Elaine sidearm.
Watch that again, people. You won't see that very often. I'm trying so hard.
Just get it there.
Yeah.
And I do not want to bogey this, so I'm absolutely trying to get it there. But just a little too much turn.
I think that's easy to do when you're going for those longer.
It is. It is.
Like that. And Kat just makes good on that beautiful drive that she threw. That couldn't have been any better.
No. And she knew it, you know? You could tell in that putt.
She was confident.
Yeah, she putted it quick.
She did.
You know? She was like, yeah.
She knew it. That was hers.
I'm making this birdie. I just pimped that. Elaine from about 20.
Great putt.
Dead center.
She's got some elevation there to work with, and that was confident. I'm just going to try to putt this in. I was nervous on that one.
Stuck it. However it goes in, doesn't matter.
Nope.
They used to say there's no pictures on the scorecard, but like now there's video footage.
There is. And I was really hoping that was going to stick in there. I was very happy with that.
We're moving on to 14, Old Hole 10. This is a beautiful shot. We have a ladies' tee on this one.
I love that addition.
So if you know this hole, you might be a little confused by this tee pad, but so we're going to be back on the right, tucked into the woods. And so we're trying to throw like a stally hyzer just around the trees and land somewhere on the left side so that our approach is easier to get to the basket, which is then tucked on the right.
If you're anywhere in the middle where you can see the road leading into the basket, you couldn't ask for anything better. And Kat throws one up there. That's a great shot. That's where you want to be. If she's past that pine tree, that's perfect position.
Anywhere past those trees, like left, right, doesn't matter. You can make do.
And she sneaks one through here.
Elaine, super early release, but it got through clean. She's going to have a look, honestly. Throwing my stable bio defender. I don't get it quite wide enough, and it hits the last tree, but the kick was into the fairway.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad kick at all. And I've kind of been getting a hold of mine this round, and I thought that I was going to be scrambling, but we'll see.
Elaine.
That was another smooth shot.
Mm-hmm.
Putting herself in position.
You're not really going to see Elaine go off the fairway too much.
No, she's good at that.
You really don't. Like, there's not a whole lot of shots that you're, like, super excited about, but she's never bummed.
No.
Because she's never off the fairway.
Yeah, it's easy to not be bummed when you're not scrambling. This was a good sidearm. I know you were kind of worried about it there for a second.
Yeah, I thought
like,
I pulled it a little bit too far, but yeah, it hyzered in right before those trees and got myself a putt.
And Kat is running up there trying to get herself a look.
That's her flippy PA1 that she threw a few holes back. It didn't have quite enough height on it to fully flex over to the basket, but
yeah, and
she's got a chance.
The hill.
Second sidearm. In the last two holes, too.
Yeah, she did. And both of them were pretty good sidearms,
yeah, they were.
too. Go, Elaine.
Haley was pretty snookered back there. You couldn't quite tell, but it was a great out just to give herself a chance.
Oh, great run. Yeah, that was a tricky little spot back there.
So this is for a birdie 3, and I'm really, really hoping it goes in. I get quite upset with this one, actually, because I just should not be
That was
airballing.
not very characteristic of you.
I shouldn't be airballing.
Yeah.
That's all my
like
least.
that?
That's actually my least favorite thing to do.
Mine was a pretty big airball, too.
I don't even care if I miss, but like as a professional in the top percentile.
You want to miss up and down.
Yeah.
Not side to side.
Come on, it's a big old basket.
It's huge until you're putting at it.
It is, though, right? But look at you standing beside it, you know? It's like as big as we are.
I know.
Shouldn't be hard to make
Playing
it.
catch with your friend basket. Look at Elaine, that was beautiful. Great form, girl.
All those titles, I see why now.
She's great.
That's awesome. All right, moving on to hole 13. This is a par 4 with a lot of elevation change. You're going downhill off the tee, then back uphill halfway through, and then back downhill again to the basket. It's a hard one.
It's difficult. You have to stay focused, and you have to pick a spot, and you have to commit to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of those that you can just kind of throw and be in a general area in the fairway. You really want to pick your side and commit to which side you're going to throw down.
Definitely. You have to be, I think, to attack it for a 3, you have to, when you hit that initial gap, you have to be penetrating right.
Agreed. Yes. The further right, really, you can be.
As Katz is breaking perfectly to the right, like we're talking about, she's going to have a good look at 3, honestly. She hits a late tree, but...
Even with that kick, she's where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
What are you throwing off the tee here?
I'm throwing my Peter McBride Truth again. I thought I absolutely loved it out of my hand, but yeah, it hit that branch that I didn't even see.
That branch has gotten at least one person on both cards that I've played on.
Yeah.
It kind of blends in with everything, and Elaine's not going to hate that. She's right in the center.
She's center cut.
Per the usual Elaine. I'm throwing that Explorer again, and I really thought that I was going to be way too far right, and I ended up in a pretty decent spot. You're cranking a sidearm out. Look at this crazy skip you get.
Yeah, it wasn't a great spot to be, but I chose to go left side just because the right side was hindered, and I thought I could get up and down from there.
Well, had that sidearm pushed forward a little bit more, the bowl where the basket is would have pulled you in.
Yeah,
too.
I agree.
So,
I agree. I think it was the shot to throw.
And I felt so good about that shot and just caught the last thing I needed to miss. I'm just cranking him out there at this point. I was so upset about that tree kick. And then I almost get the camera guy. Sorry. Kat's throwing a super smooth patent pending shot. I'm not sure what that disc is, but she's really good at that shot. I'm guessing this is one of your deputies?
Yes, it absolutely is. With that downhill play towards the basket, I needed a slight anhyzer. That's my go-to shot, my go-to disc on that shot. Elaine lining up just outside circle 2, I would say.
This
Honestly,
looks really
a beautiful
good.
line.
Oh, definitely.
Beautiful line, just a tiny bit short.
From my angle, I was already excited for her, thinking it dropped. Great putt.
Great putt from Kat, dead center. And like I said, from that drive, you kind of...
She deserved that. That was such a good drive. And I had no good line at this putt. I just kind of had to take what it gave me. Elaine's kind of down in a ditch. She's got a little bit of an uphill putt right here. Should be no issue. She'll get her par. I'm sure she's happy with that. This is a pretty challenging hole.
Yes, it is.
Paige is also kind of down in this ditch a little bit. And makes good on it.
I thought it was high. I thought I missed that one.
It did look
I thought I missed that one for sure. I'll walk away happily with that one.
Yeah.
Nice putt. Nice putt.
Thanks. I'll take that bogey and get on.
Hole 15, our last new one that we'll see for the round. It's, I would say, actually one of the shorter holes on the course.
It is. And so it's a turnover shot. You want to get right over this bridge and just kind of flatten out. It's kind of a challenging shot. You have to turn the disc over. Trees. There are ghost trees and there's OB to the right. If you get too far down there and you're in that creek bed, there is some OB down there. So.
I haven't really seen that coming into play much. It's more of those barrier trees.
Right, I agree. And then you get a kick to the ditch.
Yeah.
If you hit one of those. So Kat's, it looks like she's going the outside of the pine tree.
She did not mean to.
Oh,
Verbally, she was not stoked about that, but it got through and skidded up there a little bit. So she was excited with the result.
Right. Yeah. The inside's definitely the preferred route.
Yeah, just like that. I'm coming inside. I feel great about it. Love the angle of the speed. Get a backwards kick into that ditch. Wasn't loving that. Elaine with this Vanish. This is the other plastic of the Vanish that I was talking about earlier.
Was looking good too.
You can see it's flippier. It hit that gap nice, but just held too far right.
And it's hard to miss those trees. I'm throwing a fairway right here just to try to speed up past them.
I don't have a way to make this, so I'm forced to just kind of throw it up there and settle for a par.
Yeah, same here. I had kind of a weird angle on the basket.
And that tree right there kind of blocks you.
Kat's turned out well.
Yeah, anytime you get lucky like that and you can capitalize on the putt, you're stoked. It's a good feeling for sure.
This is a good putt.
So Kat will take a stroke on all of us here coming down the stretch on hole 16 of round 1. I think it's a great birdie to get and one that's definitely going to propel you on these next 2 holes.
I agree. And though it's short, it is challenging. Those trees kind of sneak up on you right after the corner. So if you can get one up there, it feels good.
They do.
I'm fine with the par. I would really like to birdie this one, but
With the colder months approaching, it can be easy to neglect your disc golf game, especially putting. Stay on top of things this year with the Winter Marksman League. This is a fun, casual putting league proven to improve your putting skills. For more information, head to dynamicdiscs.com/WML.
All right, we're back on hole 17. This one is a par 4. Your tee shots, the first half of it is downhill, but typically, honestly, you actually want to be uphill on this shot.
You do.
Where you want to land is higher than what the tee pad is. So I'm trying to throw like a hyzer flip that kind of late flips to the right by those trees.
As far up on the hill as you want. And to me, this is one of the most intimidating tee shots on the course.
It really is.
And it's just a tough hole. You have to throw a really skilled, confident shot. Like
Catrina, a beautiful shot with her F3. She's just trying to throw a fairway driver and stay in the fairway, which she absolutely did.
Yeah, she's in a great spot.
I throw my convict on a hyzer flip at the left side, and I get that late flip like I know I'm going to.
That is where you want to be.
Yeah, I got a great compliment from Elaine.
Did you?
Yeah, she did. She said that was her best shot she's ever seen on this hole.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that is a good compliment.
I was stoked.
I imagine she's seen a few shots.
She's seen a lot of shots.
Yeah. You guys can you don't have to watch this. Yeah.
It could have been a worse kick, though.
Yeah, it really
I
could
remember
have
thinking
been.
that. It hit the tree pretty solid, so it didn't really kick left or right.
Or that. Don't watch that. Yeah. I just hit a little rough patch right here. This is a tough hole, and it happens. I'm just trying to get to the top
This
of the hill.
shot's good, though. Yeah,
Yes.
like you said, you get up to the top of the hill, and you can reestablish yourself from there.
I was happy with that shot.
Elaine, I think she meant to go inside that tree, so she
did.
just wanted a little more angle on her wrist there.
That's weird. Like running uphill, you're trying to turn it over. You've got a lot to contend with
absolutely.
there.
And Kat's having an absolute killer back nine, so even if she misses that putt, you know, she should be stoked with the par.
You know, a lot of locals, and I even used to do it. We would throw over to the right side on the old 16s fairway, and come
and
up.
play down the other fairway.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. If you can make it through, there's some lines over there.
Mm-hmm. So I get far enough up there that I'm actually left with a standstill Marshall shot, and I've never had an easier approach on that hole, so I was super stoked.
You couldn't ask for anything
Super
better.
stoked.
I let this one go a little early. I think this hole got to me.
I
The
remember you
nerves.
saying, I'm on the struggle bus.
Yep, I was on the struggle bus.
And Catrina, you can tell the hesitation right here. Should I lay it up? Should I go for it? And I don't know if you can quite tell, but there is a downhill slope behind the basket, and she just doesn't want to mess with it. And I think it's an incredible decision.
It was a great decision. And
She's
there's
bogey-free back nine. Haley, jumping off the struggle bus.
You gave me a little pep talk. You were like, get off of it. So I did.
Team Marshall representing.
Yeah, Elaine, I couldn't see from our angle really how, that was kind of a tight
It was
putt.
kind of hindered. Yeah, she had to hit that gap for sure. Yeah, but truly, you could really, really see that hesitation on Kat, and I applaud her again for the second time this round. She made a great decision, and
She's playing golf.
yeah, she bogey-free back nine so far. Like, why mess with it then? You
No,
don't need
I
another
agree.
birdie.
That's impressive.
Yeah, especially heading into hole 18. I think the tightest hole in the course, and it's the longest hole in the course. So first shot, you have two options: straight and try to bite off a little more distance, or hyzer on the right side and be okay with being about 60 feet short of someone that appears that left gap.
Right, yeah. And either position really gives you the same second shot. You're trying to get something anywhere into that landing zone so that you can see the basket. And you just, that kick.
Ooh, the second kick
This
was
was
kind of nice, though.
fine.
The
Yeah,
second
that
kick was
was-
kind of nice.
Yeah.
Could have been bad. I almost went in the creek, but it stayed safe.
And Kat's throwing up that left side and showing you how it's done. That's beautiful.
Beautiful. Keeps it rolling. Center
what you
cut.
want.
Absolutely could get a birdie on this with no real stress.
Right, I agree. So now you're seeing the other shot. Elaine's throwing the right side, and she does that well. That was well executed.
And really not that much farther away than Kat's is. So it's really a personal preference here. What gap do you feel better hitting?
I just
Something on a
did
hyzer
both.
or something straight?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of did, right?
Yeah.
I'm left snookered, and I'm going to just throw a step out Marshall just smooth into the fairway.
This
and
was a smart shot. You
I
got
knew
yourself
I
in
couldn't
position.
for it from there.
Right.
So I just told myself, how can I 5 it from here? How
I
can I
don't
still
ever
get the
feel
par?
bad about a 5 on hole 18.
I don't either. I really don't.
I'd like to 4 it, but if I 5 it, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And Elaine throws in the optimal, really, landing zone so that she can see.
So this shot right here is perfect. It's where I was hoping my second shot would land, but I'm okay with my third shot landing there as I'm in pretty good position.
I was pretty happy with this. It gets me in a
Yeah,
weird
I
pinch
love
with
that
that
spot.
tree, but, I had enough room to work, so.
I love that spot.
And Kat's just trying to get herself in position to get around the corner.
She goes sidearm, leaves it a little low, so when it kind of slow, so when it landed, it didn't really skip over to where she wanted.
But there is that sneaky left side in between the trees.
There is.
You
there
don't
is.
really want to do it, but if you have to.
You won't see many people
No.
doing it. Throwing my classic blend Marshall from here. And I have a good look for a par. Hopefully you can capitalize on
That
that.
was great from where you started.
Thanks.
I'm throwing a claymore and I get it a little high.
But in the fairway.
Yes, in the fairway. And I'm still...
Cat, I think, I didn't talk to her about this, but I wonder if that camera guy worked her right there.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
he was pretty close. We talked about that a little
You
bit
did?
after. Yeah, well, just my caddy and I kind of
Yeah.
discussed it, and he was in kind of a weird place, but I think he was just trying to get the best shot.
Yeah.
And
He
he
of
meant
course
no
he
harm.
was.
Yeah.
We're trying to grow the sport, so you can't really blame him, but things like that definitely get in our heads when we're out there.
Oh, for sure. And I think it scared him. I mean,
Yeah, totally.
He realized at the same moment, I think, that...
All right, and here's Cat to tap in a par. Pretty unfortunate after that great of a drive that she threw, but, you know, a par is a par, and she had an incredible back nine like we just talked about.
She did. Her back nine was impressive, and I'm happy to just get a par here.
As am I. You know, hitting first available, I was absolutely stoked.
Yeah, you really did play that hole well afterwards. You kept up and pushed on.
Nice little through the leg shot by Elaine.
She's got some tricks.
As she taps out here, we will conclude this first round of the Hall of Fame Classic, the final NT of the year, and
It's been a good event. I've had a lot of fun so far.
absolutely. You can see the leaderboard here. We keep most of the same card going into round 2 with the addition of Lisa. And yeah, we'll be moving on. Make sure you check it out.
Wow, what a round. What a back nine. Holy cow, Catrina Allen going 5 under on that back nine. She's got the 3-stroke lead. Thanks for calling the shots. Thank you, Haley. Thank you, along with Paige Pierce and Dynamic Discs. You guys are a great supporter of the Disc Golf Guy video blogs here this weekend. Thank you for everything that you're doing. We're going to leave you with one more, though. I need you to comment, like the video. Subscribe would be nice as well, but I'm going to leave you with one more. Paige Pierce always flips her putter before putting it into the basket. It's kind of her signature move. However, not this round. I need you to tell me how many times and what holes Paige did not flip her putter before she putted. Like, comment below, and we're going to give away some Dynamic Disc swag at the end of the weekend. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow for round 2.